Este podcast está patrocinado por Aeternum, consultoría de industria 4.0 y Binaria Analytics, Mind the Data. Bueno amigos, pues vamos a cambiar ahora de idioma porque podemos hacerlo y ahora vamos a estar platicando en inglés.
Okay. In English, let's go.
Okay, so my first question is, how, in one word, how would you define yourself?
Lazy.
From all we have said before, I will not define you as lazy.
All of the words. What would I define myself as? It's really difficult because no one ever asked me that before. It's like, you know,
really?
Like, honestly, no one. It's usually describe yourself in 3 words, and then you get that. You come in here with 1 word. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I do perceive myself as a bit lazy because all day today I woke up at 12 and I've started doing things at 5, and it was still like trying to find what song I like for Alexa to play. So.
Yeah. But that's fine. I'm an engineer, and for me there's a principle that laziness is not a sickness. Laziness is the purpose that makes human evolve and make things easier. If we were not lazy, engineers would not have anything to do.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So for example, in that case, people that doesn't want to vacuum their houses, then we come up with a solution, a vacuum robot machine. So laziness is the purpose of us. We didn't want to run from one place to another. We come up with the car. So laziness is not. But if you think about it, then because you're lazy, you're gonna make things right and good the first time you do it. So I think maybe
honestly,
lazy.
it takes me a long time. I'm thinking like how to do things rather than start doing them, because sometimes I try and I just start doing things and it just goes wrong way, and I'm thinking, you know what, I could have just thought about it a little bit more. But then sometimes it comes to the fact that I have to go grab a coffee because the thinking just makes me so tired.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's funny because my parents were always saying like thinking can't make you tired. Like, you know what, it's just sitting at the desk and doing your homework. That can't make you tired, but it really does. It
does.
It
because
really
you're using your brain rather than your body.
And now they think differently. Now that they're older, you know, they both have jobs that require lots of thinking. And now it's like, and I'm just like, oh, what did I tell you? Yeah. So okay, fine, maybe not lazy. Okay, now it's going to be a total contradiction. Like, I think I'm really determined to get things my way. No, not done my way.
Okay.
Like, if I want something and it's like really difficult and I'm thinking, you know what, I can do it. It's like, what's stopping me? Like, there are many crazy things that I did in 2 terms that other people would not even go to just to get things done.
Okay, can you give us an example?
Okay, one is like the one I've just thought of right now is quite private.
Yeah, now go for something that we can share.
God, I don't know. For instance, someone's just going to tell me, "Oh, you know what? It's past the deadline. You can't do it, honey." I know these people in corporation, they opening on Monday, it's currently Friday, cool, the deadline's finished, but they still have 2 days, they're not working for the 2 days, and I'm going to do it for anything, like for more than 2 days. I can still call, I can still email, and trust me, the first person that's going to go into that office is going to open my email, and they're going to be like, oh, sorry dear Natalia, and I'm going to be there, I'm going to go into terms that I'm going to go there, or like, with my previous thing, I went to work and I've asked every single person in the hotel that I worked in, do you know anyone who works there in the place that I needed? And they were like, oh, no. And I was losing my hope. So I was like, you know what? There's so many people in here. One of them must be somewhat influential. Like, there's no way there's just a hotel full of people that don't go out after work or something. I don't know. It was just experience-based as well. And finally, I found one person in marketing. And she emailed the person that I needed in the company I needed. And then that person from the company said, oh no, you'll need to email the university. And I was like, oh my God. At the end, I ended up with a dean of the university.
Oh my God.
Yeah, literally the day before at night. It was like at 8 p.m. the day before the thing I needed. And I was like, listen, I really need it. I've tried like so many people. And she's like, yeah, I have access to the email. I can see what you're doing. And I'm just yes, so can you please help me? And she's like, yeah, here you go, here's a ticket. How easy was that? Because every single person before that was like, oh, sorry, no, the deadline. And I got it done. And sure, it had a huge impact on my mental health because it was 2 weeks I was doing it for. Wow. But at the end, I got it. So you see, every single person that told me no, in my eyes, you're now a liar. Because clearly all you just had to do was be nice, because first person told me there is space, but I'm not going to sell you the ticket. I was like, are you joking? I was like, I'll pay you anything. Can you just go? And then, no, there is a space, but no.
But no.
And I was like, oh my God, it's one of you, isn't it? It's probably a Karen sitting there, like an old one in the office, getting an average salary in the UK, denying me something I'm paying for it. Like, I'm also paying fees, woman, help. And at the end, I did get what I wanted. And I think it was, to some people, very crazy and perhaps a bit scary, but
No,
the intentions were right.
No, but I think that you are not the average person, because usually people get the no and that's it. They don't fight for what they want. So.
I know. I don't hate that. Some people do that. Cool, good for you. But to me, a no is like, I look at you, I'm like, right. It's a no for you, or maybe no from your side, but trust me, I'm going to get the yes right now just to prove it to you. And the only reason I went like on and on and on, because I kept going back to the first email when that woman said, oh, hi Natalia, yes, we have space available. I won't sell you a ticket. And I thought, you absolute...
You're gonna...
Honestly, I just wanted to CC her into it, but I was like, I might be expelled from the university for my dog already, so perhaps let's not do that.
Yeah. And you have always been like this? Or have you changed through different stages of your life? That
I think I've changed through different stages of my life.
Yeah.
I think right now, when my mom heard about the situation, she was like, "Oh my God, you're so much like me." And for a whole of my life as a kid, as a teenager, she was always saying, "You're just like your dad," which is not a bad thing. I love my dad.
No.
And
you had things for both of them.
Exactly, but she was like, she always like looked at me and she was like, I don't see anything of myself in you. Like, what did I do wrong? And the older I got, the more I became like her.
Yeah.
And I've also started to like look at my dad, the things my dad does, and I'm just like, dude, can you do that? Can you do that? And he's like, you're just like your mom, for God's sake, leave me alone with it. It's like,
I think we have both of our parents, but it gets like from time to time, like you said, for example, at the beginning of my life, I was so shy. I was a lot like my dad. My dad never like raised out his voice, or he's not outgoing. He never take like opportunities. But my mom is the other side of the coin. Yeah. She's like loud. She always talk to people. And in my case, there was a break point that it was like really stupid. But when I was with my friends in middle school, there was a point where they told me like, you know, Alan, you hang around us a lot of times, but you don't participate, you didn't say anything, you're just following us, you're like a rock. And then I was like, but I realized I take my introspective and say, you're right, I'm not giving anything to the group, I'm just like hanging around you guys. So I want to be one of the main characters, so I'm going to start talking. And then from around, I started talking, I become the main character and said like, you know, my life is going to be a story. And I wanted to be taught in chapters, and each chapter needs to be really, really interesting. And I'm gonna, and if the moment it gets bored, then I need a new challenge. So we have a new chapter,
new adventure.
Exactly.
You want to look forward to something when you finish one chapter. You want people to be interested in what's going to happen next.
And in your case, what was the first country that you traveled to?
First country?
Yeah.
I think by accident to Czech Republic.
How come?
No, I was just a little baby and my parents loved hiking, so they went hiking. It was close to winter, and it's a mountain called Giewont in Poland. But then there was a thunderstorm. So no, that was in Czech Republic actually. So yeah, but Czech Republic was next one. Never mind. Yeah, they had to get off the mountain. The Czech Republic was the other one. There's a mountain called Śnieżka in Poland, and half of it is in Czech Republic and half of it is in, or is it Slovakia? It's one of those countries. I don't know. Both of us border us. Whatever, Slavic. And as I was going around, I got stopped by a guy, like not by military, by border control in Europe, and I'm just like, dude, you know, I'm 8, and I'm just like, my parents are somewhere there with my little brother, like literally a baby. He was carried to the mountain. I really don't like that he got the medal. What did you get the medal for? He didn't walk. But anyway, the youngest person to ever get the mountain.
Okay. He didn't walk.
Honestly. And the guy looked at me and he asked me in something that wasn't Polish, do you have your ID? And I've looked at him and he sounded like a baby to me, because that's what Czechoslovakian sounded to me. Like, I got corrected for pronunciation like that. And I was like, the guy is joking. So I just laughed. And I wasn't a shy kid. I was very confident, like running around, whatever. And he grabbed me and he was like, no, your ID, where are your parents? And then my parents was like, what's the problem? I was like, no, I need to ID you guys, you're Polish. I was like, it's European Union, mate. So that was the time, and we didn't have our IDs on us. So my dad was like, fine. So we went off from the Czech or Slovakian side, and we went for the Polish side, which is just like up. It's literally like, so the Czech side is like so easy and it's like goes around, but the Polish one is like stairs, like very steep stairs up the hill. My dad was like, yeah, well, we're gonna go up to that. Bye bye. So that was one by accident.
Nice.
But I don't know. First one that I didn't live in, because that's gonna be more interesting. Spain.
In what place?
We went to Mallorca.
Oh, nice.
Palma de Mallorca was very, very nice.
How long did you live there?
I didn't live there.
Oh, no,
I was
just
like,
visit.
from the place that I didn't live,
okay.
because otherwise, you know, we were
Okay.
So
Nice.
that was the first like vacation place I went to, was Palma de Mallorca
Nice.
in Spain.
And what is your life plan like right now? What do you
Right
want to
now?
achieve?
What I want to achieve?
Yeah.
God, I want to finish my degree, then start my master, then finish my master, then finish my doctorate.
You want to do doctorate? Don't do it.
Yeah.
You are too happy to do it. But I know if I say you can't, you will do it.
I already want to do it because honestly, I'm doing a degree that's it's very broad. It does not give you a career straight away. Everyone looks at it as like, oh, so you're going to be a translator, and I'm like, no. So what are you going to do with your degree? Well, currently I'm not too sure, but I am thinking of being an air traffic controller. But with this, you got to be careful because whatever you do your training, that's where you got to work.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I have European passports. But for example, I don't think I can be one here. I think you do need the British citizenship to be one in here. Also, the money sucks in here, so that's another reason not to work here. But I don't know, something related to my degree. I was thinking about like embassy or something. That's why I want to do my master's in international relations. I think we will see. Honestly,
which embassy do you want to work in?
I mean, I'm only allowed to work for the Polish one.
Right now.
Right now,
Oh,
just
yeah.
let me get some more passports. I will. It's another challenge of mine.
Yeah, you want another passport?
I want few. Yeah, I actually have
few.
I want few passports, but I think Poland allows triple nationality. I think maybe it's dual.
Yeah.
It definitely allows a dual nationality.
yeah.
Of course it does. But for example, British one only allows you to have one more, which is the reason why I don't want to have a British passport. I feel like I'm already living here. I've been here for 10 years now. I don't fancy one. My mom says go get one just in case, safety net. But have you seen the weather outside?
That's the main thing, the main reason that it's
the
stopping
weather
us.
and the money. The economy right now is just crazy.
Yeah, and it doesn't
It's
seem to
not
get
good,
better.
you know. Maybe when my mum and my dad came here first, it was definitely better. But at the moment, it's the wages just don't correspond with with the prices that you see in shops.
Yeah, it's having.
The weather doesn't make it any easier, and yeah.
I know this is stupid, but you know how I realized how bad the economy is? Olive oil.
Olive oil. Honestly, why is it £6? Why is it like 5-6 quid?
Yeah, when I came, it was like a pound.
Honestly, everything was a pound when I came in. You could buy a chocolate bar for 20p.
Yeah.
10 years ago, and right now you go, it's like, oh, sorry, 160.
There's nothing with peas now. You cannot pay anything.
Yeah, honestly.
Not even bubble gum.
It's quite sad, really.
And right now, which economy do you think is the best one to go to?
Well,
I
to
know-
me, the country that's economically strongest, in my eyes, is Switzerland. And yet people will tell me, Switzerland's expensive, but you don't look at the salary that they make. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, sure, I'm not saying that there isn't a poverty in Switzerland. That's not
Yeah.
what I'm saying. But if you have a specialized job and you work there, it's like people live there for a reason. They have the highest immigration for a reason. I think it's over 20%. No other country in Europe has that.
All right.
That's huge. I think they're doing relatively well compared to the rest of the world, and I think they're one of the safest countries as well to be in my eyes. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on those things, but
Yet.
yet. Just give me another challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put my money on Switzerland.
And so, what master do you want to do?
I'm thinking of doing a Masters of Science of Economics in International Relations, yeah.
And then the doctorate?
And a doctorate in the same thing.
In the same. Oh.
In the same, yeah.
Do you know that the doctorate in economics is longer than the normal one?
I know. That gives me more time to be in university, and then if everything else fails, guess what? I'm going to be a doctor at a university. I'm just going to teach and just going to be a loop. You know, everyone's going to be like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I ended up in the same place I started at. Like, everyone always said I'm a good teacher. Like, I've actually taught for a few years. I taught languages.
All right.
And I taught maths, like, for GCSEs, and then for, like, and languages for A-levels. And, I like tutoring. And I think I was really good at it. I really liked it, but some kids just took the mick out of me, honestly. it was really difficult. So I think I could work with adults, but
Nice.
perhaps not with children. Not
Yeah,
with
yeah.
kids that are forced to learn something. I really don't like like I understand it, the being tired of like learning something they don't want. Like I would teach German, and they really didn't. They were sitting there. I was like, I don't want it. And like, you know, if you're sitting with that kid for an hour or two, you're so drained because they won't even repeat, or like they don't want the help because they hate the subject. And they don't hate it because of me, they hate it because of their own
Their
teacher.
parents, yeah.
Or the parents, or whatever the reason is. It's just, so it wasn't for me, like for kids. But if I was a doctor at a university, not in the UK,
Okay.
because they're not getting paid well either. Like I looked at the salaries of my professors and I was like, that's a bit sad. But at the same time, I feel like you only work 8 hours a week. Like, what's the rest of your job? I know there's more, of course, I know, but
But yeah, it's not as bad.
still much easier than hospitality, which is what I've been in for the past 6 years. It's
Oh.
just, that's sad.
Okay, so now we're gonna change again languages. So this now is gonna be like a mix of English, Spanish, Portuguese.